We're not going to ask you to do it just yet because...
Good.
We can't win. If he does it badly, he might be bluffing. If he does it well...
We could all try and do it together.
Well, I mean, I've taught my children. I can teach you.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's just one note, one letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Lovely.
No. Not lovely. You're clapping, but that's not got a definite end.
It does,
you stopped mid.
And that's how you learn the alphabet.
Yes. But he didn't do that,
You're
did he?
a better parent than I am, no. I might incorporate that. I've got a 3-year-old who's going through it at the moment,
okay.
so...
Right.
Although we're doing it with Corrie. Trying to mix it up a little bit.
You could do Corrie for counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6...
Are there any other things you've put to theme tunes?
Yeah, we do the periodic table elements to Doctor Who.
Is EastEnders on in South Africa?
No.
Just get the box set and catch up.
And it was a letter to a note. Because you could have gone A, B, C, D, F, G...
Yeah, but I wanted to make it...
I haven't finished. H, I, J, K... L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W,
just
X,
stick another
Y,
song on the end.
That's another way. Sophie, I don't want to put you in this invidious position, but as a pop star, if you had to choose between one or the other, which would you go for?
I did really enjoy
Thanks very much.
Fair enough. No, fair enough.
All right. Is it true?
I don't know, I was just thinking about you saying, who would you choose, me or Jason? I can't help thinking she'd be swiping left for both. I can't help thinking she'd be swiping right for both. I don't know which way around it is, but you can use that in the edit.
I think it's not true.
Sophie?
I'm going to say it's a lie.
Yeah. I think it's a lie.
Jason, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Jason didn't teach his kids the alphabet using the EastEnders theme. So please welcome this week's special guest, Kath. So, Jason, what is Kath to you?
This is Kath. She got angry with me because I couldn't stop eating her dog sausages.
Right. Jason's sausage saviour. Bryony, how do you know Kath?
This is Kath. I had to strip her of first prize in a baking contest when I found out that somebody else had made her cake.
Right. Bryony's bogus baker. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Kath?
This is Kath. Together, we recently enjoyed a 5-mile ride on a tandem.
So there we have it. Is Kath Jason's sausage saviour, Bryony's bogus baker, or David's cycling sidekick? Lee, where would you like to begin?
Start with Jason. When was this?
Gosh, when was this?
I mean, give us a decade.
It was recent. It was in the last year.
In the last year?
It was about 4 months ago.
How long did it happen for?
Just over a year, I think.
So for just over a year, you've been eating her dog sausages.
That's right.
Right. Just one more question.
Oh, all right.
What the hell are you talking about?
Kath has got a cafe.
Yeah.
And that sells sausages.
Right.
What's the texture of the sausages?
I wasn't expecting that question.
They were pork sausages, sliced up, and for dogs.
So she's your local cafe owner?
That's right, yeah.
Right. You go into this cafe fairly regularly?
I go into the cafe.
Yeah. How often do you go?
Like, at one point, every day.
Why?
Because it's in the square.
What does that mean?
In the square where I live.
It's in the square where you live?
Yeah.
Where'd you live? Trumpton?
I've got an office, and it's near Kath's.
Okay, this is during the lockdown.
It was during lockdown.
Was Kath's Cafe open?
Only for outside use.
These sausages, are they already outside on the table as a treat for the dogs?
Yes.
Ah. How many tables had sausages on?
One, of course.
Just one?
Just the one. You weren't allowed to sit at the tables because it was locked down.
Oh, so I see. So humans weren't allowed to sit down, but loads of dogs were going, how have you been? You're right. Yeah.
What sort of dog do you have?
No, I don't have a dog.
Oh.
What makes them different, like, types of sausage? Why would they not be for humans as well?
Well, I thought they were. I thought they were sausage samples.
Okay.
Oh, you thought they were to make you go, I'll have number 3, please.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did she reprimand you multiple times or once?
Actually, she's never reprimanded me.
Well, hang on.
If you say you didn't stop, that means it happened multiple times. It can't happen once.
Can I say...
No. You're getting me mixed up. You're getting me mixed up here. Sophie, what... Sophie's got a question.
No one's ever done that on this show before. Go on. No, I'll take another question, please. It's not question time. Yes, the lady there in the sparkly dress. What would you like to say? Just answer the question!
So what happened was she put a sign up to say, can you stop eating the dog sausages?
Just to you, Jason. Not for everybody.
No, it was a general, like, someone's eating the sausages.
Yeah. I'll turn around and if they're back on the table, we'll say no more about it.
How many times did you do it? And how did you find out that you were in the wrong?
Okay.
When he was on all fours licking the water. She said enough is enough.
Because one day I got to the cafe and there was a sign saying these sausages are for dogs, can you stop it?
Did you go in and tell her, oh, by the way, that is me? I think it might be mainly me eating the sausages.
I never went face to face, said, oh, by the way...
So you didn't mention it to her at all?
No.
Must have got a hell of a shot when she got the call to come down today. What the hell's this about? Okay. I'll come then. But what the hell am I going to hear? Has he been stealing from his shop? What's he been doing? No, she just came down. Yeah, I'll come. Don't you want to know why? Yeah! There's nothing left at home. I'm bankrupt. Someone keeps eating all my dog sausages.
Who would you like to quiz next?
I mean, wow. I mean, give the poor fella a break. Jason, have a drink. We'll come back to you in a minute.
There's a bowl on the floor there. Just remind us, Bryony, what's your claim?
I had to strip Kath of her first place title because her cake, she'd not baked it.
OK.
And when was this?
This was August 2019.
That's post-Bake-Off for you?
Post-Bake-Off, yeah.
Is it a village fete or something?
Yeah, a little village just outside of Bristol.
So people just bring the cakes to the competition?
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
That means you don't see the process. They bring the cake.
Yes.
It's an absolute lie because you don't run a competition that way.
What do you mean?
What?
People just can't bring the cake.
They can.
Yeah, they do it all the
They
time.
can.
Yeah.
That is so flawed in so many
Yeah, but
ways. That's the craziest thing to me.
It is so... I agree. What you're doing is deconstructing 300 years of British
I was going to
culture.
say...
Let's let Bryony now paint a picture
Yeah.
of the whole day.
So it's a, classic village fete, and they had a little marquee trying to recreate the tent. And people brought their cakes for me to judge.
What was Kath's cake?
Kath's cake was a chocolate fudge cake.
And
Nice.
who had made Kath's cake?
And well, before you tell us, how did you find out that
Yeah.
someone else had made it?
Well, I mean, this is very village fetey, but it was actually one of her neighbours came over to tell me that she knew that Kath had bought it.
Oh, she bought it!
Like Midsummer Murders.
Yeah.
Didn't the box and the cellophane and the price sticker give it away?
Yeah, it said taste the difference on it. I didn't pick up on it.
He's always making caterpillar cakes.
So what did you do? You were given this information, puts you in a very difficult position.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I pulled Kath aside and had a
Oh,
little
you
chat.
didn't hesitate.
Yeah, I had a little chat with her.
And what happened then?
Well, she was remorseful, but we had to take first prize off her because I can't give her first prize for a cake that she didn't even make.
I'd say what we have learned, despite what Bake Off tell you, shop bought, clearly nicer than homemade.
What about David?
David, it was so long ago. What did he say?
I said, this is Kath, and together we recently enjoyed a 5-mile ride on a tandem.
Right. Front or back for you?
Yeah.
Front.
Wow. And how do you know Kath?
From the tandem ride.
The first time you met was...
That was
you
the first
met her
time
on
we
the
met.
bike?
I met her.
Wow, that's a place to meet, isn't it?
No, I met
Oi,
her.
stop riding so close!
I hired this with Kath at a bike hire shop in the New Forest.
Sorry, you hired it with her,
Yes.
but you don't know her.
No, we were in the queue.
Right.
The only bike that remained was a tandem.
Oh!
What were you doing in the New Forest in the first place? Why were you down there?
I was down there shooting a big new drama for Sky.
What sort of character were you playing? Posh and repressed or repressed and posh?
That's the journey, actually. It goes from one to the other, and it's over just 12 episodes.
I don't understand the motivation to do it. Why was it important that you ride on that particular day if you're there shooting something and you can come back the next day?
Well, I had a surprise day off because Ian McKellen's knee was playing up. And
I thought you say Ian McKellen's knee was playing my part.
No, he was. We was.
He'd do a good job, wouldn't he, his knee?
It's not working. Could we give David the day off and let my knee do
I
it?
have to say, McKellen's knee does a wonderful sarcastic expression that puts me to shame. But anyway, I was determined to have a bit of recreational fun in the New Forest, and I wasn't going to give up on a bike ride just because I was last in the queue.
When you got off the bike, did you spend a little bit longer together? Did you say coffee or anything like that, or did you just end it there?
Pedalo?
No, it was, we had I think a 2 or 3 minute chat, but we didn't go for coffee.
I'll tell you what, David,
Yeah.
it strikes me that Kath does look as though she could be on the back of a tandem. If you were to position yourself in front of her, that might sway the team
That,
into
in
believing
your
it was you.
view, would achieve something.
I think it would, yes.
All right, I will do it. Sorry about this, Kath. I haven't done my warm-up, but, leg goes over there. Oh,
Well, that's a very low crossbar, if you don't mind me saying.
No, absolutely, I do have trouble with it. Fortunately, they had a little set of steps. So I was able to imagine I'm climbing the steps, over I go, onto the seat, very comfy. There we go. And,
Now, you want to check that Kath was happy.
Are you happy, Kath? Are you happy, Kath? Take that as a yes, and off we go. There we go. There's some New Forest ponies there. That one looks like it's got mange over a cattle grid.
David, I have to
There we
tell
go.
you, she's making very little effort.
Do you know there are times in your life where you question some of your career choices? Back to the hire shop. There we go.
Pull it
Both
in.
brakes. There we go. There we go. Put it and then prop the thing up down the little staircase. Very nice to meet you, Kath.
There you go. Lovely. We need an answer. Is Kath Jason's sausage saviour, Bryony's bogus baker, or David's cycling sidekick?
It's a hard one, this. I'm going to let you two decide.
I'm going to go with Jason.
You're saying Jason ate dog sausages.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the cake one, actually. I'm going to go cake.
Okay,
Vicious Vera.
I'm slightly more towards
Okay,
Jason.
I'm-
Have you changed?
Stop
Stop growling. It sounds like you've had dog sausages.
What are you going to go for?
Sausages?
We can go sausages. It goes back with the 80s.
Okay, we are going to go sausages.
Yeah.
Are you happy with sausage?
I'm happy with sausage.
Go on.
Here we go.
I'm not happy with sausage. I think it's cake, but we'll go sausage.
Well, go with what you think it
Cake!
is.
You could always compromise and go tandem.
I think you're going cake. Kath, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Kath, and I had to stop Jason eating the dog sausage.
Yes, Kath is Jason's sausage saviour. And we can see a picture of the sign that she wrote now. There it is. Look, that's it. Please don't take the doggy sausage. It makes them sad. If you're really hungry, we have human treats, you idiot, Jason. Thank you very much indeed, Kath.
I once put out a fire using my neighbour's milk.
They are Lee's team. Is that possible?
Was it a very small fire?
It was, you know, a fire. Say for example, that desk was on fire. It was about that big, and it wasn't just one neighbour's. It was about 15 neighbours.
15 neighbours. What? What time of day was this?
In the morning when the milk came.
One of your neighbours were up early enough to bring the milk.
It was a Saturday. It's a Saturday. They have a lie in, and you get double milk because of the Sunday. You know.
So what was on fire, please?
It's just on like a field. There was like some dried grass.
Just a bonfire, then.
Well, no. It just sort of. We just thought, oh, look at that dried grass. Let's set it on fire. And you know, that's what you do when you're 25. I think we were about 8 or 9.
But basically, you're an arsonist. You started the fire.
Yes.
And then stole some milk in order to put it out. When it could have just burnt out quite happily on its own. There was no need, really, to pour...
Yeah, but at 8, I've not got this knowledge of fire. I'd seen 3 episodes of London's Burning. I don't know why...
I'm not sure that adds up, Jason. How long's London Burning been on?
I think you can believe him. He's seen London's Burning.
I'm not sure London's Burning, the programme, was on.
So you're disputing when London's Burning first came onto our screen?
Yes. Oh, that's it, yeah.
Right, Jason was born in 1981, so he is alleging that by 1989, London's Burning was already on television. I believe him.
1981, he looks like me uncle.
Anyway, can we get back to the story? How far do you have to go to get the milk?
I was a kid, I didn't measure it. I mean, about...
Give us a rough...
12.5 metres.
About 12.5
metres.
Why don't you just get a knock at the door and say, quick, the field's on fire?
Because then that would be admitting that there was a fire. Whereas in this instant, the only thing that happened was a milkman got sacked for not delivering milk.
Just to clarify, before we say our decision, you took how many bottles of milk to put out the fire?
15 or so.
15?
15, 10.
Well, I take you back to your earlier answer, which was 15 houses, and on a Saturday they got double milk.
He's very fair-minded. He took 1 pint from each.
So what are you going to say, Lee? What are you going for here?
Oh, I don't know now.
The whole answer was delivered in such an implausible and frankly guilty-sounding way.
What do you think we're having?
I think it's a truth.
Well, Jason, where were you brought up?
Manchester.
Yeah, you see, I was brought up around Manchester, and I can imagine the bit about you saying, all right, let's go in there and set fire to a field. Believable. Yeah. Go, oh, no, that's a bit big. Better put it out with some milk and be good citizens. Yeah. Doesn't really sort of add up.
So what are you gonna plump for?
You're saying the truth.
Truth.
You're saying a lie.
Yeah.
I'll go with Miranda and say we think that's the truth.
You're saying it's the truth. OK, so, Jason, is it the truth?
Is a...
OK, our next snack, ladies and gentlemen, if he came in a tin, he'd do exactly what it said on the tin. Please welcome Jason Manford! Okay.
Hello. Lovely. Costs nothing, manners, does it? So, yeah, I'm Jason. I'm from Manchester. Always nice. Thanks for that. Oh, lovely. Been there? No. Great. Lovely. Just stare at me. That makes the job easier. Great. Never heard of it. Manchester's all right. That's I like that reception, to be honest. Silence is better than nothing. I was in Belfast a few weeks back, and I said Manchester got bombed 10 years ago by the IRA, and that's not the reason I was over there. That was just purely coincidence. And I said, hello, I'm from Manchester. And there was a voice at the back, and a bloke said, did you enjoy the bomb? Yeah, you're laughing more than I did, I tell you. The arse went. I said, yeah. There's 400 of them. I said, yeah, we did. You know, nobody died. We got a new next. So, you know, we did all right. Everyone was a winner that day. I've heard Birmingham have written in, see if they can have one. You know, it's quite popular. They're quite popular now. I like going there all over the place in this job. It's good fun. Liverpool's another favourite of mine. I like Liverpool. I went over there when I was 18. I spoke Manchester City, that's my club, and I went over there in my City shirt, which was a mistake, to be honest. And, yeah, I got off the train, I stopped this bloke, I said, listen, pal, I'm a little bit lost, I'm trying to find the docks, can you help us out? And he turned round, he said, which is a word in Liverpool, right? That Yeah, that means you're not welcome. And he eventually got to some sound. He went, hey! Because they're naturally witty, Scousers. You know, they're born with that. He said, what are you doing over there, you knobhead? In your shitty, stitchy shit? In the capital of culture? Now, at that stage, you're tempted to say calm down, but that makes things worse. Yeah, you don't like that. I was very brave, though. I looked him in the eye and said, listen, I asked you for directions, officer. You bang out of order. So, I dealt with it, and that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Yeah, I've been trying to lose a bit of weight. Been on a diet. Been watching this woman, Dr. Gillian McKeith. Yeah, and proper miserable bitch, right? She does the show You Are What You Eat, and at some point in her life, she's eating a proper miserable bitch. That's what's happening, right? That's what I worked it out. And in this show, right, ladies and gentlemen, what she does is she decides what you should be eating. She also decides what should be coming out the other end, right? It's disgusting. Sat there in a Tupperware box, right? She said to this bloke the other week, she said, I'm afraid, John, I've been going through your poo. She didn't lick her lips, I've added that, right? She said, I've been going through your poo, and it absolutely stinks. It reeks, right? And I thought to myself, out of the two of them, who needs to reassess their lives? It's not right, is it? Shocking. So, I don't hate her, though, I don't hate her. There's a few people I hate. People who win a lottery annoy me. They annoy me a lot. When they just do boring things, don't they? They always do boring things, just buy houses and cars and whatnot. I think it's boring. I think what you should do is think of something imaginative. Like what I'd do is I'd go to my local box office, I'd buy every single ticket for the next Mick Hucknall concert, and then just not bother going. That's right. That is money well spent, ladies and gentlemen. I hate that ginger bastard, I really do. I don't hate ginger people, don't get me wrong, I like ginger people. They were the only people who stopped me getting bullied at school. But Mick Hucknall, Mick Hucknall deserves it, doesn't he? Let's be honest, I hate him. How good would that be, just nobody there? Or, I'd turn up, but just by myself, like a weird stalker. just sit on the second row like that.
I love you, Mick! I did this for you!
That'd freak him out, wouldn't it?
I've been going through your bins.
Right, and then start requesting songs after a bit.
Do If You Don't Know Me By Now! It's my favourite.
And then join in with a candle.
Oh, we're going to know each other, Michael. It was a rollover. I booked your next 3 concerts.
Brilliant, wasn't it? It's worth every penny. Every penny. I went to the cinema the other week and my brother said, because I don't really know a lot about films, and I rang my brother, I said, is there any really funny films on at the cinema? I want a real good comedy. And he said, have you not seen that Brokeback Mountain yet? I said, oh, is it funny? He said, oh, it's really funny, piss funny, yeah. I said, are you sure? Because all the quotes say, like, harrowing and stuff. Are you sure it's funny? He said, I promise you, it's really funny. Because he's a dickhead, right? So, I said, well, what's it about? He said, it's about these 2 gay cowboys. I thought, well, that does sound quite funny. You know what I mean? If someone gave you that synopsis, you'd be like, brilliant, I've got to see that. I thought it was just going to be 2 hours of, oh, I've dropped my pistol right now. Yeah, there was none of that. There was none of that. I enjoyed it, like. I thought it was a good film. I liked it. But there were scenes in it that were odd for me, you know, because what was odd was they sometimes put warnings on films, you know, contains mild peril and contains fantasy violence. There should have been a warning on that, just saying, by the way, there's a bit of bumming, right? Because I'm not bothered, like, I wasn't bothered, but I was eating a hot dog. And I didn't finish that bad boy, I can tell you. But what was odd though, there was a scene in it where the 2 lads, Heath Ledger, Jake Gyllenhaal, they're so in love, these boys, that they don't need to talk or have any foreplay in sex. They just go straight for it, shagging, right? And I thought that's almost perfect, right? You know, the no talking thing I can deal with. The cock in the arse, I'm less keen. But, and I thought to myself while I was watching it, I thought, because I'm a liberal bloke, I'm a PC fella, and I thought, if I look away from these two boys having sex, right? If I look away and I find that, you know, disturbing to my brain, right? If I think, oh, I don't know if I can watch these two lads going for it, right? Does that make me homophobic? That's what I thought to myself in the cinema. I thought, does that make me homophobic that I can't watch two blokes shagging? I don't want people to look at me and I'm, you know, looking away because I don't want them to think I'm homophobic. I shouldn't have had a wank, that was too far. That was too much. But at least I didn't offend anybody, and that's the main thing. Well, the front 3 rows, but nobody else, so... I thought I got sweet popcorn. So... That's too far, innit? That's not going to make the edit. So... But the scene that made me wonder about what happens in this situation. When these two lads were going for it with no talking, with no preparation, right, just going for it, right, I thought to myself, you need to have a chat because you need to work out who does what, don't you, right? Because in a heterosexual relationship, that can work. If I'm with a girl, there's only one place for me to go, right? Unless she's a slag, but as a rule, there's only one... There's only one option, that's what I'm saying, right? With these two lads, he can go there, he can go there. They need to have a chat about it, because the worst situation, right, is if you're bent over waiting for your mate, right? And you have a look over, he's bent over waiting for you. We should have had a chat about this, Heath. That's all I'm saying. Gay men, have a chat. Back to Manchester tonight. To Manchester. There's a lot of crime in the north, I don't know if you knew, but a lot of crime. I've been mugged a couple of times and it's not nice. I remember getting mugged, I was 10 once, and for a year. And I was riding down this hill on my brother's bike, you know, when you're just excited to be a kid. I was riding down this hill, I was really going for it, you know, and these two lads jumped out and one of them went, "Hey, give us your bike, you knobhead." And I panicked a little bit, I don't mind saying, and I said, "It's not mine." Like, that makes a difference to today's muggers. Like, oh, is it not? Sorry, how embarrassing. We'll get the next one. See you again. I told you, Tristan, you dickhead. So that's... Don't ever do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been lovely. I've been Jason Manford, and I God bless. OK. For 10 years, I refused to go into any branch of McDonald's after a girl dumped me in one.
What, you mean this girl took you there and left you there?
So you phoned ahead, made the reservation. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Manford. We're very busy tonight.
How old were you? I was 16, she was 15.
Oh, hello. So, actually illegal.
You were on a date with her, or...?
Yeah, I think we'd been to the cinema and then afterwards we'd gone to the McDonald's.
So when you were at the cinema, had you perhaps committed something of an indiscretion at the cinema which prompted her then to end the relationship at the fast food restaurant?
I'd chosen Jumanji.
Can I ask, did she eat her meal before she finished with you?
I ate them both, I think, crying.
Oh, this is... Finally, can I ask you, Jason, what prompted you to make a return to McDonald's in the end?
I think I was needed a wee, like everyone else.
But it was 10 years, a whole 10 years that you didn't enter that restaurant.
2-3 years ago.
Wow.
I finally went back in. I looked that clown in the eye and I walked right into that.
She was still there?
She was still there.
I don't know, what do we think, Joe?
I think he's telling the truth. I think he's dumping material he wouldn't dare do on stage.
You say true? True. I'll go for true. You want to go for true?
True.
They're saying true. Jason Manford, are you telling the truth?
It is the truth.
What a roller coaster of a life you've led.
Yes, it's true. Jason, you've never been able to get over that girl dumping you all those years ago, but I can tell you now that she's here tonight. She's not. No, it was a physical joke.
It lists all the things that we often are conflicted about. Am I a good enough parent? Am I a good enough partner? Am I a good enough friend, child, whatever it is? One of them in the top 5 is, am I kind enough? Am I a nice enough person? And I think generally most people are nice just by default, you know what I mean? I think most people are. It's harder and harder to work out whether you're a nice person anymore. Life will sometimes give you a kick in the arse, you know? I remember last year my wife booked us a weekend in Venice. Absolutely beautiful, stunning. I mean, boring, but beautiful. Venice, I mean. And we were, hey, come on. Hey, you're better than that, come on. We were wandering through the Piazza San Marco, the centre of Venice, on all the postcards, hand in hand, having a lovely romantic time. There's thousands of years' worth of architecture and artwork, and the sun is beaming down, and people are having a beautiful time. And I'm like a helpful bloke, annoyingly so. You know, if you need a help with a buggy up some steps, luggage down some steps, a lift door leaving open, I'm your guy, I'm always there. And as I'm walking through the centre of Venice, I spot, through the crowd, an Indian family, about 6 or 7, and there's another Indian fella, and he's taking a picture in front of a beautiful bit of architecture. So I just see some people in need, so I have a little wander over. I said, excuse me, mate, excuse me. I said, do you want to take a picture of all of you together? And he said, what? Quite rudely, and I was taken aback. I said, do you want to take a picture of you and your family all together? And he said, and I'll never forget it, he said, that's not my family. He said, I was just walking past and he asked me to take a photo for him. I was like, how's this happened, eh? I was trying to be nice and now I'm a racist? In the end, I confessed it to my friend Steve. I said, I need to get this off my chest. He said, oh, good. I'm glad you told me that, mate, because something happened to me recently and I've not been able to tell anybody. I said, well, tell me, and then I'll tell it on telly. So this is what happened to my mate Steve. Steve lives in South Manchester, a very multicultural area, the sort of place you can't get through the day without respecting people's viewpoints and beliefs in things. It's one of the things that makes it a special place to live. And he's gone to use a cash machine. And when he gets there is a man already using the cash machine. 6 foot behind the man, so quite the distance, there is a woman waiting a turn. So Steve comes over, he's not exactly sure what's going on, because that's quite a distance for a queue. So he just says to the lady, excuse me, are you in the queue for the cash machine? And she answers very politely as well. She says, I am, yes. She says, I'm Nigerian, and my religious beliefs are that because I don't know this man and I'm unmarried and we're not related, this is the distance that I feel safe and respectful to what I believe in. So because Steve's a very thoughtful person, he then